Nearly 50 people have been arrested after a night of rioting in North London.
The trouble erupted after a protest at the fatal shooting of a man by police which turned violent.
This was Tottenham High Road late last night. At one end, officers in riot gear. At the other, the young men they're trying to police.
There's a breakdown of communication and it has to be fixed.
The police haven't really communicated directly with the youth here, and it's caused a problem, so they feel that they have no word and no voice.
So here I am in Newham. Now Newham is known for many things. Most recently, the Olympic Games, the world's biggest sporting event, historic television audiences. But the cameras are gone. The sporting teams have returned to their countries. So what is the legacy that the Olympic Games has left? Well, their motto was to inspire a generation, and how are we doing that? Well, a group of young brothers have got together behind these anonymous-looking black gates to do exactly that, to inspire a generation of our youth at the RYTHM Community Centre. I'm going to go inside and have a look.
Now lift up and don't go a bit high.
Now this is what I'm talking about, the sound of kids having fun. This place is just buzzing. There's table tennis going on over here. I can see pool and snooker going on over there. You've got table football. Hey! I've got table football going on over here. You've got your chill out area there. You've got your tuck shop area. Where would these kids be if they weren't having fun here in the safety of the RYTHM Community Centre? This is just brilliant. I'm here with Faisal and Kaisar Raja, two of the pillars behind the RYTHM Community Centre. If I can start with you, Faisal, tell me a little bit about the history. What is RYTHM Community Centre? Where did this whole project start?
Okay, we've been doing youth work for approximately 7 years now to serve the community of Newham Council and the people in Newham. And the aim of our organisation was to reach out to disenfranchised youth to engage with them and develop their physical, mental and spiritual capabilities. Now the purpose behind RYTHM Community Centre is to have our own base. We've never had our own base. We've been passed from pillar to post, different locations. The young people have felt, don't feel in tune with where we're at, and the parents have actually been discouraged to come to us because we've not had our own permanent base.
Well, look, you've got this fantastic place now. Tell me, what is it that makes RYTHM Community Centre unique, different from other community centres, other youth projects?
Okay, RYTHM Community Centre is different from other youth organisations because we've always catered for specialist activities. We don't want to do what the normal youth clubs in the local areas are doing, i.e. football, basketball, cricket. We don't want to teach them those skills because they already they've got used to those sort of skills. We want to give them specialist activities and engage them in specialist activities.
Like
stuff
what
like
are we talking about?
Stuff like horse riding, stuff like fencing, stuff like archery, stuff like wall climbing, canoeing, kayaking,
Now coming to you, Keso, I know you've been involved with this project for the last 7 years as well, and Faisal has explained to us how important it is for you to have this centre finally. And I know that there is a vision of phases of how it's going to be developed. Tell me a little bit about phase 1.
Phase 1 will mean clearing the hall, the inside of the hall, clearing the outside of the hall, just so we can start to use the building and make the most of the potential just initially with phase 1.
And then moving on, what are you talking about in phase 2?
Well, phase 2 works on getting the outside ready for use, and that involves setting up the 35-foot wall climbing structure, setting up our archery structure and our obstacle course and our abseiling. Now, we've just come off the back of the Olympics. You know, we've been watching it on television, and one of the things that's lacked is that now that it's finished and everyone's gone back to their countries and it's gone off to TVs, the kids haven't really got nowhere to go and try and get themselves involved in these fantastic sports they've been watching. And we want to make this youth centre a hub for the community where they can come and participate in these specialist activities.
Fantastic. So you're going to be having archery and taking people horse riding and rock climbing and abseiling, all here in the heart of Newham. Now looking ahead at phase 3, I know a really important phrase is about being self-sufficient. You guys are a non-profit making charity. How are you going to achieve that self-sufficiency?
Well, basically phase 3 is the last step of the programme, and that involves building a two-storey building, state-of-the-art, and it will allow us to deliver a full-time nursery and also give our facility out to corporate organisations who will in turn come and use our facility and give us that ability to become self-sufficient.
So Riz, you work for the ambulance service. Why do you think the RYTHM Community Centre is important to Newham?
RYTHM Community Centre is very important because while I work with the ambulance service, I get a brilliant opportunity to find out what the real cause of the stabbings, the gang fights, the lawlessness that goes on. And when I get a chance to sit with them in the back of the ambulance, they open up, and it all comes down to boredom. They're bored, they don't have any activities, they don't have no incentives. So places like this takes a lot of stress off the whole of the servicing, and it really allows the young people to do what they want to do and not get involved in crime and drugs and end up being in prison. So it's really important.
So with the support that RYTHM Community Centre needs, why do you think that's beneficial?
Well, what it's going to do is going to allow local young children to come to these events, to get involved in activities which can use the energy and to make themselves better for the local community rather than being outside on the streets getting involved in crime affecting everyone else.
They put in work and effort for the activities for children, and I don't think there's no other people that do what they do. For example, archery, horse riding and the trips they've taken us to is rare to find because it needs work and effort to be done.
And that's the whole idea behind RYTHM. We want to raise youth to help mankind.
So the Adventure Quest has already inspired you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I used to be 12 when I first started, and now I'm 19, and I'm still with them. So I love this. I love this project. I'm passionate about it, and I want to help other kids which started at the same age as 12 when I started. So.
Since they've been coming here, they've learned quite a few things. They've learned how to swim, they've learned archery, they've learned horse riding and everything. And plus, with all the Olympics and everything, after the Olympics, there's nothing been about. So, you know, at least over here, they've got something to do and something to learn.
So your children, would you say they enjoy coming here?
They love it, yeah. They benefit.
I'm here with Azza Mohieddin. Now, I know you're involved. Your job is to try and build awareness around this fantastic project. How are you doing that?
Coming right off the back of the Olympics in the summer, it was reported that 90% of the UK population actually watched the Olympics. So what we are doing is offering a facility where they can actually carry forward all of those great things that they saw on TV, all of the great sports like the fencing and the kayaking, actually bring it here to this youth centre and get involved.
So speaking about getting involved, if people want to do that, how do they go about it?
Well, first and foremost, come down to the youth centre, see all the great work that we're doing, get on our webpage and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
So Kesa, the RYTHM Community Centre offers some fantastic activities, but what other schemes do you run which can be an inspiration to the future?
Well, we've now been running for a few years, and over the time we've developed some of our members into youth coordinators who are now running a mentoring scheme and also acting as role models to help the children integrate into society.
Which is really important for the youth of today.
Yeah, no, definitely. The youth of today, they definitely need someone to look up to and someone a good role model to imitate.
Hit the middle of the wall, okay?
Well done! Makes it easier for people to come and help you.
Yeah, and then we're going to put it to one side to dry.
Do I not matter?
We need somewhere to go.
Where would I be right now? What does my future hold? What if I was your child?
Like I said at the very start, the motto of the Olympics was to inspire a generation. I've been inspired by what I've seen here today at the RYTHM Community Centre. To think that the people here in Newham, the kids of these streets, are going to be doing horse riding, fencing, archery, abseiling, rock climbing. I wish we had something like this where I live in South London. If we're going to be serious about our future, then we have to get serious about our youth. And that starts here and now at the RYTHM Community Centre.